How we going, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin and welcome to another episode of Panteracast. I told you we wouldn't leave it that long. So we are back. Has it been a week? It's been just a
Been
week and a
just
bit.
over a week, I think, but we're definitely
Lightning
on.
speed by our current standards. So, of
Yeah,
course, we're back today and we are talking, of course, a vulgar display of power. One of the cornerstone albums in metal, certainly one of the albums that defined the 90s. And just cultural impact alone, a very important album.
yeah,
Released February 25th, 1992. The same lineup, and it is the same lineup going. I was just saying, Pantera. It wasn't a very long time. It was a blink of an eye, really, in the
yeah.
big scheme of things. But
It's,
yeah, the same four people all the way through. Um, but yeah, also Terry Date is back
yeah, back in
producing,
the chair. Yeah,
and
same studio as well. They obviously went back Pantego or Pantego, however you pronounce it. Sorry if I butchered it, but obviously they felt comfortable there.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So where do we start with with this
well,
album?
he's still Diamond Daryl as well.
Yeah,
It's quite a mad one. It's apparently it was like it was during this tour, during the tour and all that he changed to become Dimebag. But this was when they was only 2 months into recording, wasn't it? When they got invited out to Russia
right.
to play that legendary show with Metallica, AC/DC, and the fucking Black Crows for some reason. It's just a random band, isn't it?
um, it's funny as well because on that first Cowboys from Hell video, that video finishes with the music video for Mouth of War. So it starts off with Phil, with his long
Yeah,
mohawk hair and looking really young, and
yeah. And
and
ends with
then all
him
of a sudden the video finishes with him skinhead, all bulked
just
up.
feel
It's like
tattooed,
the
fucking just
transition you just watch
yeah,
on the video.
yeah. It's mad.
The title is taken from The Exorcist.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I say when I read it, it was like fucking hell.
Yeah, when the priest first sees Reagan in full possession, she's strapped to the bed, and she said he introduces himself. I'm Father Karras. She goes, "Yep, and I'm the devil. Now undo these straps." He went, "Well, if you're the devil, why don't you do them? Why don't you make them disappear yourself?" She says, "That's much too vulgar a display of power, Karras." I thought it was also. I read that it was suggested by oh, help me out, Kirk from Crowbar. Forget the guy's surname. Um,
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah.
oh, that's annoying.
Weinstein.
Yeah, it's something
Yeah.
like that, isn't it? I've got a Down album down here somewhere. Oh, I've got Cole. Is that a Crowbar album? No, it is Kurt Weinstein. I'm sure it is. Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was him that suggested the title as well. Uh, and not only that, we was talking. We've vented our frustrations last episode. We don't have to go into it again, and we tackled the exalter argument. But I think one thing a lot of people do miss is that Kirk, I think, did have a did Exalder influence Pantera? No, Carl Thomas influenced Phil Anselmo, but I think Kurt
Yeah.
Weinstein had a big influence on Dimebag. I think he showed him a thing or two sound wise, and I think Dimebag adopted it.
Yeah, I would say so. Some of Crowbar's riffs are just fuck. His
And it's just that
tone,
thickness, you know?
yeah, the weight and his guitar tone is just absolutely beastly. And it's shit because it doesn't really come across live. But if you see, it doesn't really come across in the studio. But if you if you're lucky enough to see Crowbar live, fucking stroll on. His guitar tone is just it's it's ridiculous. So yeah, I would definitely say that Dimebag had watched him and took a few pointers because again, Dime's live guitar tone was just fucking savagery.
Yeah, and it's not. What do we say about this album that hasn't been Winst Winstone? Yeah, we were right. So I had to double check. It was playing. I mean, getting into metal, I remember, in school buying those first copies of Kerrang magazine and seeing Pantera and their that sort of this legendary band that I heard of, and I've finally heard Walk on the on one of the rock shows I used to listen to. I used to listen to Mary Ann Hobbs on Radio One and Ian Camfield on XFM. Well, the first song I actually heard by Pantera was on the Crow soundtrack, um, "The Badge,"
Ouch.
which is a
Always an
cover.
idea, isn't it?
Yeah, and I remember seeing a. Is there a picture of? Was there pictures of the band in this? I remember the first. No, picture was like a black and white thing picture. So you had the band, and then you had like Phil was like that on the side,
Yeah, I know that picture. Yeah.
and with the unscarred tattoo and everything. And yeah, I mean, and then hearing the badge, it was like, yeah, this band sound exactly how they look.
Yeah.
Um, uh, and then hearing Walk, and I think I really jumped on board around the time Reinventing the Steel came out. Uh,
You was
the
right late at the party, weren't you?
the build up and the hype and the news and all the rest of it with the build up of the release of that album is when I pulled the trigger and bought Vulgar Display of Power, because it was basically everyone. This seemed like the album to get. It was the classic everyone spoke about, and yeah, I remember my friend saying like, I've heard it's like the best album ever. Like someone was telling me it's their all time favorite album and things like that, and yeah, and I've had this copy ever since, and I've got just listening to it today just brought back memories of just sitting there with this, staring at the pictures, reading along with the lyrics.
Yeah.
You kids, you don't know what you're missing. This listening on Spotify on your phone or just wherever at home in front of a CD player or LP player, whatever it is you've got, with the album in front of you, just diving into the inlay card. That's how it's done, folks.
Yeah, it's proper, wasn't it?
Um, and yeah, I know this album off by heart, and even being reacquainted with it today, it's still a classic in my eyes. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously this is the album that I mean they've said it before. This I think it was Phil who said it in typically one of Phil's, you know, bombastic things like, well, Metallica fucking abandoned metal, so we're here to pick up the gauntlet and carry it on. I mean, to say that Metallica abandoned metal when they're still writing songs like Sad But True and The God That Failed was bollocks, but it was, Fish Phil's way of saying like, we're here, we're who you need. Because Maiden had drifted off a bit, unfortunately. They're still releasing quality stuff, but they they couldn't reach what they were writing in the 80s, so they sort of not fallen off, but they were there. Metallica had leapt forward and obviously gone full on arena, and Pantera were like, right, there's a vacuum, we're going to grab it. Because Sepultura still, obviously, Chaos AD hadn't yet come out, so it was only really Pantera who were fucking standing up against the onslaught of grunge, because it killed a lot of bands off. A lot of bands were like, oh, fucking hell, what do we do here? And Pantera are like, we're just going to get heavy.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I think they would have had a point around the time Load was released with Metallica, because
Yeah,
Metallica themselves had said we've abandoned metal. They were
yeah,
embarrassed that we're even like Lars Ulrich. There's videos of Lars Ulrich on MTV, like at music awards and that, saying he was embarrassed by their beginnings and wanted to leave it. Like,
yeah. He's a fucking,
um,
Lars, he put it on for effect, didn't he?
yeah,
But
but yeah. I mean, Maiden were. I think Maiden were just going into a mid
it's a
career.
weird period, wasn't it? Adrian had left and Bruce was getting bored.
But as much as people were going, oh, grunge, but the whole arena show, the comic book artwork, the stories, fantasy. In this time in the 90s, people, it wasn't about that anymore. It was more about real life.
Yeah,
Although there
obviously
was grunge, there was also punk and hardcore. And
Anthrax had mixed up with Public Enemy by this time, and they've bring a noise, so that was
yeah,
full on. They
so
were co-headlining tours
I
and that.
think it was just the next thing had come along, and then everyone else had sort of run their course and were basically put in the background until their second wave came. What
Yeah,
is old is new again, And as Ralph Vieira said on his channel at the time, he loved the 90s because Dio, for example, was playing Madison Square Garden. Now he was playing a club, and he loved him just
yeah.
as much when he was playing Madison Square Garden. He went, so I was going to see Dio in a club and able
Well,
to
yeah.
go up and speak to him afterwards, and
Yeah.
it was
It was
great,
like me. I saw
Now,
Maiden at Brixton. That was my first ever gig. Brixton Academy, 5,000 people for fucking Iron Maiden. So,
well, yeah, but going to see someone and having a chat with them afterwards and getting
yeah,
your album signed, you have to pay 150 quid for that now.
yeah, that's it.
Um,
If you're lucky.
and yeah, like I said, I touched on this. I can't think it was last episode, but yeah, Phil Anselmo has now fully become
Yeah,
Phil Anselmo
he's
that
on it, and
we
yeah,
know now. And Phil Anselmo, inspired by Paul Diano, inspired by Rob Halford. Rob Halford and Paul Diano are now
yeah,
taking pointers from him.
yeah, that's it.
You
And it,
know, not only did Pantera set the new standard, they made everyone before them
yeah,
realign in with them. You know,
yeah,
and
it's like that scene in the New Hope, and it Star Wars, whatever you want to call it, with Vader's fighting Obi-Wan. And he's like, when I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. It's like you can
yeah,
imagine this. Phil is Vader, and
yeah,
he's taking, and he's taking the pointers, and he's fucking taking it to a whole new level. And he's just this full-on bad motherfucker.
yeah, and yeah, and it's just it's a fish doesn't know what water is, and some people take for granted what Pantera did, and they're part of the furniture now. They're just part of the DNA.
Yeah,
Walk is on Sonic 2 or 3 or whatever the latest Sonic the Hedgehog movie is.
yeah,
It's got Walk on it.
yeah. I mean, I think that was for a certain lot of people. Walk. They first time they heard Walk was when they were watching Noisy Mothers at 3 o'clock in the morning on ITV because it was the theme tune, wasn't it? When
Was
Crusher
it
was on there. Yeah,
Noisy
when
Mothers?
Noisy Mothers Raw Power that was
Oh
ITV
right, I thought it was
metal
like
show.
talking about a
It
reality show or
No, it
something.
turned into Noisy
Noisy.
Mothers, and that's when Crusher, the legendary Crusher, was hosting, and they had Walk was the theme tune,
Yeah.
and it would play out all the credits, and then it'd kick on, and then just see Crusher on the fucking sofa with Bullseye, and the lady who was presenting with him, and for life me I can't remember her name. 1 second, because she was metal as fuck as well. Sorry, 1 second.
Wasn't the one Ricky Warwick was married to, was it?
No, Vanessa did Headbangers Ball.
Yeah.
The name, Jesus. This is piss poor. One sec, carry on.
I guess at this point, just get into the songs, really. I mean, I'll tell you what we can talk about. The legendary album cover.
Yeah.
Now, I read something about this story not being quite so accurate, but I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, there's the version that everyone loves, and then there's the truth, and
Yeah, but don't let the truth get in a good way, in a way of a good
that's it. Yeah.
story. So let's go with the legends, and you can tell us how wrong we are in the comments. You can actually. So yeah, this awesome punch here. What was the guy paid?
Te-
$150 per punch. They had to
well, I've
catch the.
heard $10 a punch.
Oh no, I heard it was yeah, like 100.
See what I mean? It's fucking.
Yeah, but
It's
look
just
at
complete
Dimebag. You've
bollocking.
seen Dimebag going right. I'll offer $100. You can eat that whole chocolate cake.
Yeah.
You know,
Bullshit. If
like,
I raise the price, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I don't think when you read Rex's autobiography, that band just hemorrhaged money. That as soon as they got
It was,
money,
wasn't it?
they um
Fucking unreal.
they got like 10 grand or something each at the end of a tour, and Dimebag was like a week later, or a week and a half later, we need to go back on tour. Like, I'm out of money. He's like, you got like 10 grand, or
Yeah.
like
It's all gone.
expenses paid, everything. Thing right? Here's 10 grand each. So
Yeah.
that he's like, well, all the money's gone. I was like, what the fuck you spent it on? This is the 90s as well, when 10 grand was something. And he went on, well, going to the bar, and how much you spending? He went back grand a day. And he's like, how
Yeah.
you spending a grand a night in a bar? Well, I'm buying everyone drinks. Apparently he would
Fucking
just,
joking.
yeah, man, buy everyone and shots all round. And the barman must have loved them. But
Right, I've got there. The lady's name was Anne Kirk.
here
And
we go.
anyone, yeah, her and
Shout out
Crusher.
to Ann Kirk, and shout out to
Yes,
Crusher Joel.
yes,
And why
exactly,
isn't
mate.
Crusher Joel hosting this Sabbath thing, getting that Jason Momoa, whatever his name is?
Well, if you go to Stone Dead, because he
Yeah.
compets Stone Dead, the Great Stone Dead Festival every year, and he the, the pure hate that he spews over Sharon
Oh, right, yeah.
is hilarious. And he called it as well when we all had tickets for the Aussie tour, and it was getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And he come out on stage and said, "If you've got more chance of sticking 6 donuts up my ass and sucking out 7 than you have of ever seeing Aussie play this tour, and that bitch is just keeping your money in the bank account." And lo and behold,
And he was right.
he was
Fuck
right.
me, was he
So
right?
yeah, that's why he's not hosting the Black Sabbath final show.
He did artwork for
He did shitloads of stuff. He designed so
yeah,
much layout. Born was it Born Again
Born
or
Again, yeah. But
he
he
did a lot of
also did
stuff.
an Aussie album,
Yeah,
and he was
he,
conflicted because both Aussie and Sabbath asked him to do albums, and he
yeah,
was like, "How am I going to get out of this one? Because if I turn down one, it's going to," and then it gets out that I've turned them down, and then it gets out they said I've done art for the other one. They're going to take
yeah.
it personal, and that's a bridge burn. So he submitted. So what I'll do, I'll submit one for Sabbath that's so bad that they'll reject it.
Yeah.
And they went, "We love it," and used it. Yeah, so yeah, couldn't believe it. So
Fucking
there's
legend. Never change, mate. You're a
that.
fucking legend.
Do you know the artwork I'm talking about as well? Born Again.
Is, is it the red one?
Yeah, but it's a red baby. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I know. Yeah, yeah.
it's actually that same artwork was actually used on a Depeche Mode album cover, but it was just a baby. The photo was taken from a biology magazine, a science magazine or something. So they took the photo and did it for their thing, and he just made it red, put fangs on it, claws, like made it look like a devil
Yeah.
with the blue background. And yeah, he just went that they'll never accept this, so that they'll reject it and it'll be fine.
And there
And
you
they
go.
went, yeah, brilliant. um, there's a beast. Oh, no, there's like a bootleg, or I think there's like a different mix of it because it's a controversial album because of the production. Um, but there's like either way, there's a bootleg of it, but they've changed. It's the same thing, but it's a black background and the baby is grey, and it looks 10 times better. They need to adopt that, but then again, why is it like book covers and like film covers, like when you buy like a DVD or a video,
Yeah, they
or
changed it, didn't they, or whatever? Or
it changes every time.
yeah,
Books change all the time. Album covers, even terrible ones,
yeah.
they have to stay the same. And even if you
Yeah,
have a terrible album cover and you improve it with new artwork, better artwork, it's like, no, I want the original. It's funny.
yeah.
That's
But I'll give you one instance where that would never ever happen. Dance of Death.
yeah, yeah. The one time, no one would complain either.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, that would, even if they just did the same image, but just yeah, just got an artist to just
I mean, get what Kieran's doing now.
get the guy that did, because wasn't it the guy that did the Cathedral albums? We did
Yeah, he
cover
disowned
this.
it, didn't he?
Yeah, because it wasn't finished or something.
Yeah, that's
Why
it.
not
Yeah,
just get him to finish it then?
yeah. It probably won't. But I mean, I ain't been funny. You get a Kieran who's doing all the eddies now,
Yeah,
all the tour eddies and all the rest of it. A Kieran can do it because a Kieran's is
yeah, but even
fucking
then,
chef's kiss.
the Cathedral albums, he did them up until the point of when they broke up. Like the last album, was it the last album? No, the Endless Game. You can buy like prints of that, or like, I think it was even released as a jigsaw puzzle at one point because it was so intricate. Like
Yeah.
when you take it out, it unfolds and unfolds, and it's fucking massive, you know. But yeah, tangents, we
We
love
love
them.
them.
Yeah, coming in. Let's get into the music.
Right. Going to be controversial from the off. Mouth for War. Should it have opened? Because it didn't open the live set. I can see why
Um,
they did it, but in a lot of the ways, a new level would work better because
no,
they're trying.
I like a new level as a concert opener. I mean, it certainly works on the 101 proof, you know. But
And that's how they opened the last tour. But I think it because the whole point of a new level is it's a new level of confidence and power, which just sums up Pantera in a sentence.
yeah, maybe.
The album opening, I know they wanted to open it with a bang, which obviously Mouth War comes straight in, but a new level coming in with the guitar feedback and the noise, and then with Vinny just and then just on the snare, boom. Fucking hell. I mean, that's a proper opener. But I can see arguments for both. Because Mouth for War contains some of my favourite lyrics ever.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's quite a good little tactic actually to open with the second song of an album because everyone's expecting the opener, and the opener's
Yeah,
normally, often is a single,
yeah,
so it could be saved for the end. Um, yeah, I think actually it's a bit of a bait and switch if you open with the second one.
yeah,
It can
yeah,
be a bit of a you know it, but you weren't expecting it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like, hey, it kind of no. But Mouth of War as well is one of those songs that's just like, where else would it go? But also, as I'm going to use my James Bond theory again, a perfect album opener should actually be the album summed up. It's like, right, this is what you're getting.
yeah,
Next song, right, now we're opening. It's the 5 minute action packed scene
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
introduces the album, and then you have your credits. Then the film actually starts. Um, I would, I would probably use that for,
Yeah, like I
you
say,
know,
I can see why they chose Mouth for War because it's fucking boom.
yeah,
There you go. Turn it on. You fucking load the CD up or whatever. I drop the
yeah,
needle and it just bang like out of nowhere.
yeah. What do you think of Mouth of War as a song?
Oh, Mouth for War, fucking hell, man. That's an all timer. And like I said, it contains some of my favourite lyrics ever. You know, when he says when he's fucking the releasing of anger can better any medicine under the sun. That is something I hold true to this day. If you just got in the pit and got the anger out, it's just better any medicine, anything they can prescribe you, up as down as whatever. If you just get your anger out, whether it's in the pit, whether it's smashing the crap out of a punch bag, whether it's beating the drum kit, whatever. It's such a release, and that lyric is one, like I say, probably my favourite lyric ever. And the song is fucking savage, and Dime's solo is on another level. Vinny and Rex are tight as fuck, and it is just this is Pantera now. It's so vastly different to what we heard even just 2 years before.
Yeah.
Could you find a more crazy evolution of a band from power metal to cowboys to vulgar
So
display?
there,
Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? It is fuck's sake, unreal. I think the only thing I can compare it to is fucking Skid Row
yeah.
with obviously Skid Row, Slave to the Grind, then Subhuman Race. That was equally as fucked up, and that is no coincidence that Skid Row and Pantera were tight.
It's funny because yeah, the what with
Well,
yeah, Slave to the Grind,
Skid
they
Row took
really open
Pantera out on this
up,
tour, didn't they?
up the ante, didn't they? And it's kind of like if you put Cowboys from Hell and Vulgar Display together, it's like putting Skid Row and Pantera together. Like
Yeah,
the way those bands sort of interlock,
yeah,
Skid Row and Pantera interlock, and it's like the opposite way round. It's kind of like the alternate Pantera. This is
yeah.
how Pantera could have gone on another
That's it. Yeah,
alternate timeline.
Let's say, because Skid Row took them out, didn't they, on the Slave
Yeah,
to the Grind tour?
and
It was
Slave to the
like,
Grinds again is
fucking
just
hell, man.
another,
Oh,
you know, 10 out of 10 album.
what an album, yeah.
And what do you think of Subhuman Race? Just while we're
I love it.
yeah,
I fucking think it's brilliant.
it's like it's one of those albums that's like written off as like oh it's a
No,
a dud album, and
no,
even
fuck
Sebastian
no.
Bach's shits on it.
Yeah, no,
Like
I
he
love
was on
it. I
some
mean,
reality show or something, and he was like, "Man, this sucks worse than the last album I did with Skid Row or something like that." I don't know
no,
anyone that doesn't like it though.
there's some
So I keep hearing this is a terrible album, but never met anyone that doesn't
no,
like it.
fucking wall-to-wall bangers, mate.
Yeah,
Might say, people might be put off by the production or whatever because it's very raw, but
it's just a bit. It is a bit. It's very. It's a bit slower.
yeah, it's
There's no
crunchy. It's
songs like that just balls out like Slave to the Grind, like
yeah,
you know.
but no, I love it, and I'd do a show on that album alone.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I knew one for you. Underrated albums. You could do a fucking series.
I've done it.
Well, you ain't done
Yeah.
Subhuman Race, have you?
I haven't done Subhuman Race now,
Right. Oh
but
yeah. Keep your eyes out, folks.
another series. But yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Right. Let's get
Right.
into a new level then.
Into a new level. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it this sums up Pantera, doesn't it? A new level of confidence and power. It's just everything that they are at that moment in time.
Yeah. I mean, with Mouth of War as well, that goes through so many. It's got that that awesome. I think an underrated riff really in terms of technicality and sort of timing. That dun, 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 dun,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
dun.
Yeah.
But then we have that little
Non-stop.
thrash
Bit right at the end. You
right
punk
at
them
the
up, doesn't
end.
it? Yeah.
Then new level kicks in, and like I say, Pantera. No one could argue that they were just a flat out thrash band, but they could switch to a thrash
Oh yeah.
in at the
Oh, they
drop
could.
of
Yeah.
a hat, and when they did, they were better than most of the thrash bands out there.
Yeah.
You know, um, but yeah, new level. I mean, it's just that crushing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's just simple and like simple drum beat. And I imagine the riff set. I'm not a guitarist, but the riff sounds relatively simple for some of the shit Dime throws out. It's
I
just
think
monstrous.
Dime is one of them. Again, a lot of people say that that Phil isn't really a great vocalist. It's like, well, sing along to it.
Whatever.
They're one of them bands that make it look simple.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
when even as simple goes, like walk.
Yeah,
All right, you've done it. Play that perfectly timed
yeah.
through the whole song.
For 5 minutes. Yeah,
Like it's
yeah. Geezer was a
it's
machine.
simple enough, but you've got to get that spot on and on time every time through that whole song.
Yep.
You know,
Geezer was an absolute machine.
and the drums on new level as well. There's some
Oh yeah,
amazing footwork on this.
yeah. Vinny's all over the show on this album, man. It's just like, I mean, he was all over the show on fucking on Cowboys, but
Yeah,
he now he understands because there weren't a lot on Cowboys where he let the riffs breathe. He was not overplaying because Vinny never overplayed, but he was like, right, here's what I can do.
yeah.
On
He knew.
Vulgar, there's still instances of right, this is what I can do, but there's also instances in a new level
Uh,
where it's literally that
Falling off me. Yeah,
he just lets that riff go and it's like it's just the fucking 4/4, but he just
it
name a
just
beat that's better.
emphasizes the riff. It just
Name a beat that
supports
would
it.
fit that better. There ain't
Yeah,
one. And then like you say, when the song kicks in,
yeah,
it's fucking, proper, mate. And it's tight as fuck. Diamond Vinny and Rex as well, man. That rhythm section. I'd name me a better one. I'll wait.
yeah.
It's just it's ridiculous.
Right, let's get into it. Walk.
Well, yeah, I mean it's Maiden's Run to the Hills, isn't it? If I never heard the song again, I wouldn't be bothered. Do you know what I mean? But it's such a great song.
But yeah, like um, I play it in the car, and my 10-year-old loves it.
Yeah,
It's a great song is a great song, and
yep,
a great song hits no matter who it is, no matter what age, you know.
Exactly.
That is the test for music. Is some music is a perfect sort of photograph of the time it's in, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's the test. But it's
Yeah.
the the test is when someone who isn't even someone here who isn't even born yet is going to hear this,
Yeah. How they going to react to it? How they going to
and
take it on?
they're going to love it just as much.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it was. I remember it like they used to play it at clubs, and like metal clubs. The pit would be going off when they'd be playing fucking Sepultura and fucking Metallica and all this shit, and they play this, and the pit would just stop because everyone would just be fucking arm in arm in the middle of the dance floor, just singing it,
Yeah.
fucking fists in the air, expecting it. It's like it was mad. And then the solo kicking everyone a dance, and then when the words come back in, everyone's fucking like holding their beer, spilling Nookie Brown all over the place, just fucking singing the words. It's proper, mate.
Here's one for you as well. When Unearth. I always call them Unearthed. Unearth. Um, recorded
What a
free.
band they are. Fucking hell,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
Underrated.
with Terry Date, and this he was having the guitarist was just having a bad day. There was a particular riff, and he just weren't like, for fuck's sake, and he was doing it take after take after take. He weren't getting
Yeah.
it, and he was getting frustrated. And Terry Date was just like, what are you winding yourself up for? You winding yourself up is making this worse.
Yeah.
Just go outside and chill out, and then come back in, and it's fine. And he was like, yeah, bet you didn't get this shit from Dimebag. He went, it took Dimebag 8 hours to record Walk
There you go.
because it's harder than it looks,
Yeah.
and that's the secret, folks. That's you know, when something looks easy,
Yeah. Yeah. You
don't
can go back to
underestimate.
your old Phil Rudd. It's easy on drums.
Exactly that. Yeah,
What a load of bullshit.
yeah. I'll make it look easy.
Let there be rock.
There's a great short going around at the moment. Have you seen it? Now you mentioned Phil Rudd um, about the pitcher.
No.
So you got Brian Johnson, and he's not long joined AC/DC, and and he's noticed that Phil has got like a sheet. So he's setting his drums up and his thing, and and then there's just a piece of paper. He's like, "Oh, is that a set list or like some notes?" Or I was thinking, well, no, what's he need that for? And yeah, he just always noticed that he had this piece of paper hanging up in his drums. And he went, oh, one day, I just got to bury me. I went, I had a look. And he went, oh, look. And it's Brian Johnson, his accent, the biggest pair of tits you've ever seen. And he goes, what you got that for? Yeah. Phil went, inspiration.
Fucking hell.
Uh,
Only AC/DC, man. Fucking hell.
right. Speaking of thrash,
Yeah.
well, no, I'm going to make a controversial. The best hardcore song ever.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll put you right
yeah,
there.
Pantera. They could do everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, hardcore. Yeah, sick of it all. Yeah, agnostic
Yeah.
front. Yeah, don't think we not heard them.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
It's fucking
Yeah,
hostile. One, two, three, four.
yeah,
Boom.
and yeah, again, it's a song you take for granted. Listening to it today, it's just like this was, and it is just like they just went, yeah, Metallica, fuck you, because it's like they have taken the riffs from Kill 'Em All. Like some of the things that like when he's just even just the silly little things where he's just speeding
Yeah.
up and and I was like part of it. I was like, that's motor breath.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. All sticks in with what Phil was saying, don't it? Like we wanted to reclaim,
yeah,
we wanted that throne. And like I say, they're throwing stuff out like this. But like you say, it's metal as fuck. But like you say, it's also the best hardcore song you've ever heard.
mm.
This could unify everyone in the pit. Long hair, short hair, fucking
I'd
hardcore
say it
metal.
did,
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
and I do think Pantera, it was they had their fingers in every pie. I
They
think
did.
because there's Pantera, but then there's Propane, and and then that's the Agnostic Front,
Yeah.
someone like that, and then
Well,
well,
Propane,
obviously,
it's no coincidence that Propane's first album, A Foul Taste of Freedom, come out in 1992.
yeah,
Obviously, they'd taken their influences from
and
the
then
hardcore scene, but
Anthrax and,
Pantera would
and
have.
Anthrax had one. I don't think they started in the hardcore scene, but they certainly well, Anthrax sort of went with the crossover thing, didn't it? Because
Oh, big time, especially
you've
with
got say
Stormtroopers.
you've got the hardcore scene, so say you've got Agnostic Front,
Yeah,
Cro-Mags. The bit in the middle is some would be a band like Suicidal Tendencies,
yeah.
but you, you,
But Anthrax, like
you
you say,
can't.
they
Yeah, but
was
Anthrax weren't hardcore in the
no,
Fistful of
but
Metal
that's but they
days. But they had,
Stormtroopers of Death. That's where
yeah, they
they moved
adopted
into it, didn't they? You know,
the
with
pit
Speak English or
culture
Die.
of New
Yeah.
York. The New York
Oh,
hardcore.
it was a melting pot, wasn't it? I mean,
Hmm.
like you say, Life of Agony were their first album was fucking hardcore tinged, wasn't it? Biohazard, fucking hell, man. You know,
Listen, you can find them now on YouTube. Listen to Life of Agony's demos.
all right,
Yeah, that's an eye opener. I can imagine Scenesters hating Life of Agony's first album when it came out.
fucking hell, it's one of the best albums ever written.
Yeah, I know, but you know
Yeah,
what
no,
Scenesters
yeah,
were
yeah,
like? It was like,
yeah,
no, I only like true Life of Agony when it was just, it's like,
yeah,
which they still kept,
yeah.
but they, yeah, they were, as I said in my retrospective of Life of Agony, they were rooted in hardcore, but they were never limited by it.
Oh no, fucking hell, it was. And if anything, River Runs Red was a complete red herring, wasn't it?
Mm. Yeah, it
Because
was a hardcore band with a singer.
yeah, but then you listen to Ugly, and it was like, what?
Mm.
But then, like you say, and then fucking Soul Searching Sun, and it was like, what?
Yeah.
It was just fucking, it's
I
such a mix.
they're currently well, they're going to tour, playing Ugly in Full,
Playing Ugly in Full, yeah.
and I really, really hope they release a live album or the people don't
Yeah,
release
so,
DVDs anymore
because I must admit,
because those all of the something didn't quite quite translate in the studio because I've
no,
never really cared for Ugly
no,
until I saw Life of
yeah,
Agony
I didn't.
live,
I was, yeah, because I was very much the metal kid, and
and
it was
those.
like River Runs Red. But then when I heard Ugly, it was like, oh man, no, what's going on here? But you hear the songs live when they
Mm,
play Lost at 22, and there's another one they played when I see them in March with the Biohazard. They played another song for me. I can't think what it was called, but it was like, fucking, hell, I get this now.
yeah.
Only took me 30 years,
Mm,
but I was like, right, I get it. And
yeah.
like you say, it transcends the record, like the album. You know, like you say, you need the live setting to really fully appreciate
Yeah,
them.
it's as soon as the first thing I saw of them live was when they first reformed that DVD they put out.
Yeah,
And that was like a 20 song set.
yeah. Oh
But
yeah, they
yeah,
were fucking
all the
mad.
songs and they play a good. It was quite even keeled, really.
Yeah,
Only three albums to take, so it's quite divided quite nicely. But yeah, all the songs off of Ugly sound awesome.
yeah, they do.
And then there's a song like "Damned If I Do," which, to my knowledge, as I've never heard of them playing that live. And yeah, the riffs on that, you know,
Yeah.
it's just that they put it at the end
So
for some reason.
Joey's a fucking riff master general, mate. He's a scary
Check,
player.
they got a bit of crap, but I really like them. If you like Dark New Day, Seven Dust, that sort of groove tinged metal, check out Stereo Mud.
Oh yeah, I know the name, but I don't think I've ever.
Joey on guitar, Corey Lowry on bass.
Fucking hell.
That's all you need to know, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Um,
Life Agony and Slug
the rest
Mojo.
just falls
Fucking
into
hell.
place. Yeah, yeah. But it got slated a bit because it was like commercial.
No, fuck off.
But it weren't. Again, if you like Seven Dust, if you like that,
Yeah,
catchy songs with a crunch with a actual choruses and shit like
yeah.
that. No, check out Stereo Man. You'll like them. Right, where are we? Fucking hostile.
Well, yeah, fucking hostile. Yeah, I mean,
I haven't even gotten to the solo yet.
oh, the solo's insane. It's like,
Yeah.
mind you, it's like one of the home videos, isn't it? Where he's got the fucking joint. And
Oh, what, the big giant one?
no, he's actually fucking doing the song with the joint in his mouth.
Oh,
He's riffing away. He's got it in, and he fucking puts the joint in his mouth, does a solo, and as he's fucking giving it on the
yeah, whee!
fucking on the neck,
Yeah.
takes a joint out, and he's like, "Woo," and then throws a joint away, and he goes, wee, 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 fucking, it's like fucking hell, mate, what a legend. But yeah, it's just savage playing. What's it, 2.5 minutes?
Mm.
Yeah, just bosh.
And he is just shredding all the way through it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the geezer's an animal.
I just love the way it
Mate,
stops as well. Dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun, 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 dun,
yeah.
dun.
No,
Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Fucking us style.
yeah,
Oh, the best ever fucking thing as well, isn't it, when they're playing it in Japan and they've got to go, in
yeah. That's it.
turn,
Yeah,
you're making us. Oh, I don't know.
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Fucking brilliant. But no, that I mean, I've said it before. I say it again, man. Dimebag is the fucking. He's the greatest to ever do it. And he's
Right.
just proving it. And
So,
then you
go on.
get they go from that to the
This love.
album ballad.
Yeah, but it's a ballad, but not as we know it.
Exactly. Just
The
like they reinvented the ballad with Cemetery Gates, they've been very
the
conscious that they
yeah,
can't do it again.
they can do melodic and clean
Yeah,
when they want to, but they never did it again. It was always dark.
yeah,
And This Love is a dark song.
yeah.
I think one of the best lyrics ever.
Oh
Just
yeah,
like one line. It's There's a great thing, like if you could just, what is a one line? Don't want a paragraph, don't want a verse. One line, best of all time to me. Peter Gabriel, Games Without Frontiers. If looks could kill, they probably will.
yeah.
Genius. And then there's this: I'd kill myself for you. I'd kill you for myself.
Yourself, yeah,
And yeah, I mean, it's a perfectly. The lyrics aren't. They're perfectly vague, but
yeah,
it's generally about a toxic relationship.
yeah.
I
Oh,
think
do you
is the
see?
best way to.
If you watch the Donington '94
Yeah.
when they're playing this, he's like, when it comes to that line, he says, "I won't kill myself anymore. I've got way too much money." It's like fucking, what a ledge. But that's Phil all over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you say, it's a proper shitty relationship, isn't it? That he's been in to get lyrics like this out of it. No more
Yeah.
hate
I mean,
and all that, man. It's and how crushing it is. But there's the riff before the breakdown in the middle. That's from the demo song "Will to Survive" from the Cowboys demos.
we didn't really touch on that, did
We
we?
didn't know, but I wanted to speak on it now because that song, you can see why it didn't make it. Because if you listen to it now, it's too much like the old Pantera.
Mm,
It's very glammy, very, very glammy, but it had that riff in it. And it was like, 'cause I was listening to it in the car and I was like, I know, what that riff? I know that riff. And it was
yeah.
like, fucking hell, it's This Love. So obviously they've realised it wasn't going the way they wanted it to because they scrapped it quite early. But
Yeah.
obviously Dime has kept stuff. As we know, he was writing Floods when he was 17.
Yeah.
And he's kept this riff and he's put it into This Love. And it works so much better in that build up to the crushing fucking interlude.
I mean, look, Rita must be sitting on a treasure trove. Don't she must have
Yeah.
boxes of cassettes.
Well, we know from Vinny that there's 6 pretty much finished tracks for Damage Plan's second album that Vinny always said he would release when the time was right. Unfortunately, we will never know
When he was
if,
skint. Yeah. I
but
guess
we will
no,
never
you know
know
when that's coming. You know
if
when
either
that's coming.
If now Rita holds them or whether Vinny's missus holds them.
It'll probably be half and half. It'll probably
But
be she owns Dime's half and
yeah,
Vinny's
yeah, the missus
significant.
who, like I say, we never really knew about her, did we? She kept well out of the limelight. It's a bit like Dave Murray's missus. You don't even just completely out of the limelight, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play to her.
Yeah, I think that'll be it. You own Vinny's half, I own Dime's
Yeah, yeah.
half. What are we gonna do? And yeah, I think there'll be a whatever anniversary edition.
Yeah, I'd like to think that almost it would be criminal to if there's Dimebag riffs out there and Dimebag songs and by extension Vinny songs, people are going to want to hear them. You know,
Yeah. If I mean if they're finished as well, what
I think
one
he said they were pretty much done. You know, they weren't, I don't think there was any vocals on it. So, is it? I think it's Phil hadn't. Is it? Was it Phil
Pat,
Lackman?
Pat
Pat Lackman, yeah, from Diesel Machine. Yeah, he's. I don't think he'd done the vocals on them yet, but
he was in Rob in Halford as well,
yeah, he was. Yeah,
guitar player. Well,
yeah,
well,
he's a fucking animal.
yeah.
If you listen to Diesel Machine, that's his band. They did 2 albums, and the fucking riffs.
Oh, was he
My God.
guitarist and singer, or was he
No, he
just a
didn't sing it.
guitarist?
He didn't sing in Diesel Machine. I'll
Oh,
send you
right, okay.
I'll send you some stuff over. If you're listening, people, and if you Diesel Machine, check them out. Two absolutely savage albums, just groove metal. The sort of things that make you don't listen to them while you're driving because you go too fast and there's road rage. But no, they're well worth checking out. A couple of bits of gold there.
Speaking of gold, getting back to this love.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Um, yeah, you've got that clean riff, a real dark atmosphere, and it's quite a dark looking album as well.
yeah, yeah,
But again, no more head trip, and then just that chun 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 chun, the
yeah,
most crushing riff, the
yeah.
most tortured scream
Oh,
underneath
yeah.
it as well by
Comes right from the
Bill.
bowels, doesn't it? It's like,
But I got to say, do you know what my favorite part of the song is? And it just sounds so good. It's actually the very end. Just that ring, that ding ding, and it just that ringing of the
yeah,
guitar with the
yeah. And he's
so, and then
playing the
just
lead over the top of it.
and then da-dang, at the end. Like
Yeah,
it's but that
yeah.
just that bit at the
The
end, it
song's a
just sounds
fucking
so sinister.
yeah. The
Cold.
song is a masterpiece, isn't it? Like you say, whereas Cemetery Gates was melodic, heavy, but was quite. I'd say because the subject matter was still dark, but it wasn't. It was
It was
like
beautiful.
yes. Whereas this is ugly as fuck,
Mm,
isn't it?
yeah.
But do you know what I mean? They are the complete flip of a coin. I think
Mm,
heads and tails like Cemetery Gates and This Love. That's how you do a power ballad if you're in a fucking extreme metal band
yeah.
like this or like this. And
Yeah.
like I say, it's a perfectly executed and so good to fucking play. Vinny's drumming, man, just so simple. But that's what the man did. He was like, I'm not going to fucking play my ass off on this. I'm going to do what the song needs.
Yeah.
One of the finest drummers out there. Understood groove like no one else. Understood space like no one else. What's the point of having a guitarist like Dime if you're just going to fucking play like fucking the geezer out Mastodon or fucking whatever and just completely drown it out?
Yeah.
No, you know, he let the song just flow. But then when he wanted to put the chops in, the chops came in, but at the right time.
Mm. So that album just sort of fades out and then
Straight in the rise. Yeah.
into one of
Straight
the
into the
another
rise.
awesome
Yeah.
but and then again we got the hardcore chorus. It's time to rise,
Yep.
you know.
Gang vocal. Yeah.
Um, it's even got a great little with the prelude to the chorus as well. Like,
Yeah.
again, I mean, so this album is so jam packed with riffs,
Yeah.
and even just little knobbly riffs that just connect
Yeah.
one song, one part of the song
Yeah.
to another
Little
part.
bridges and all that. Yeah. Like you say, they're
It's
still vital, aren't they? They're just,
yeah, but they'd be the main part of the lesser band's
that's
song,
what I mean. It's just,
and watching the videos as well. Like there was just so many little riffs here and there where over the
yeah.
you forget what song it's actually from, but you just remember the riff. So you're halfway through a song, you're like, oh, that's that part of the video. Like,
Yeah.
um, dun, 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 dun. What one's that on? That's coming up later, isn't it? But yeah, what do you think of Rise anyway?
Right. Yeah. It's a great song. I
Mm.
mean, it's fucking ridiculous to say, but out of we've gone 6 songs in. This is the worst song on the album. Do you know what I mean? It tells you what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It tells you the quality that you've had so far. That Rise is the worst song you've heard so far.
yeah, but even then, it's
It
still,
never gets
you know,
skipped ever,
yeah,
ever. It's just a fucking great song, and it's Vinny tricking everybody as well because you think he's playing Hell for Leather with his pedals, like going really fast double kick. He's not. It's nice and simple. If you listen to it, you can hear he's just doing one single beat. The snare and the hi hat are carrying it all, and
yeah.
the kick drums just keeping a single beat. And then as the riff ends up, that's when he goes double kick. It's a nice bit of trickery. You
So
think,
is it?
fucking hell, he's playing it so fast, but he's
Well, I know. What's wrong with your mind?
yeah,
Is he doing double
yeah,
kick
it's
then?
that.
Right.
What's
Okay.
wrong with you? That's when it goes fucking into like double kick, but it's
Yeah.
that last short burst. But all before it, it's a single kick, just a single bass drum, but just at the
He
right
tricks you into
time to
thinking he's doing it and then
get
actually does
yeah,
it.
and it
Yeah.
fools you, and you're like fucking hell. But then when you actually listen, you're like, fuck no, it's not. It's trickery, but it's just the mark of a
Yeah.
just a savage player, absolutely savage.
Next, where are we? No good.
Oh, this song, man, this is this is the underrated song on the album.
Hmm.
I love the structure. Look, where Rex and Vinny drive the song.
Yeah.
It's just Dime drops out, doesn't he?
Hmm.
Rex and Vinny keep the beat while Phil's talking over it,
Yeah.
just talking about the state of it sounds like the state of America in the 1990s.
He's doing that whole spoken word kind of rapping,
Like, yeah,
like Clawfinger.
yeah,
Yeah.
almost, yeah. And then Dime kicks in, the riff comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, what a riff. Fuck. But I love the fucking song. It's such an underrated banger. Because not many people talk about this one. If anything, people talk more about regular people than no good attack.
Yeah. I mean,
But for me, the best bit of the song is the end.
with the
When it-
and the it's
yeah, when
got
Vinny's playing almost a military drum
yeah,
fill on it. The kick drums,
yeah.
are,
I
the
was
kick
going to
drums are
mention
going as my
that. Yeah,
fucking feet again, and it's like, ba-dun, da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. And that's what I love about it. But it's a perfect fucking song, and like I say, so underrated.
yeah. I mean, mate, the amount of times I listened to this album growing up, it was
Yeah,
just li li live in a hole. I was going to say live in a
live
hole.
and whole, yeah,
um, again, that perfect riff, that dun 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 dun. You know,
yeah. So this is
and
one I
he
do skip though.
what?
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't really, like I say, the quality that comes before it, as you know,
That Sabbath.
yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
But again, you know me, I was never really a Sabbath man.
Sorry, you cut out there. I thought you said
Yeah, I'm gonna
something
say, I'm
like,
gonna say what you rang up on me or what?
yeah, well, it sounded like you said you didn't like Sabbath. Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
that's not what I
um,
said, and you fucking know it.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, when it kicks in later on as well, like my fear grips,
Oh yeah, no, it's got everything about it. It's to be a great song, but like I say, from what comes before it and what comes after it, it just for me, I'm skipping it to get. It's it's just the way it is.
I don't know because I think this album's like it's it's perfectly balanced with overplayed and underrated.
Yeah.
But I think the quality sort of is there all along. I mean, obviously you've got Mouth of War to This Love that everyone knows. Then you at the end you got By Demons Be Driven and Hollow, and then you've just got this little rare gems in the middle. It's like yeah, the highlights are even thing, but the bit in the middle is it's just as good. It's
Oh yeah, like I say, it's this song just doesn't hit me the way the others do. But
Yeah,
it's like you say, anyone else, this would be the best song they ever wrote.
yeah, man. Yeah.
So
I'm trying to think as well.
obviously you like this song, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, I like the whole thing. I mean, to me, it's I don't ever, I don't think I've ever played this and just not listened to the whole thing.
Oh right, yeah.
It's just, yeah. But
Yeah, no, it's which one I always like I say I just skip this one because it just this doesn't grab me. But again, like you say, it's probably the
fair
Sabbath
enough.
influence and
Yeah,
all the rest of it. That's not where I'm at.
I'm just trying to. Something's gone wrong on my computer, but as long as we're playing, it's all right. It's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. All right, then on to where are
Regular
we now?
people
Regular people. This is
now.
sort of part two of No Good.
Yeah, they are. They got similar vibe, structures. I think it's not similar structure, but they've got a similar vibe going on, and it is part one and part two. I would say, mate, you're right.
Yeah,
But
the
it's a great riff, and Vinny and Dime the way they work on it, especially when Vinny double kick comes in, like when the main riff really comes in. Dun, 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 dun,
yeah, it's
dun,
fucking
dun, dun,
awesome,
dun,
man.
dun, 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 dun,
Don't
dun.
fuck
Yeah, yeah,
with this.
yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking, everything about it. It's just a song. It's just everything about it is right.
it's funny because you said earlier about how Vinny would sort of just let the riff breathe and just he would just support it, just hold it up.
Yeah,
But I think on this album, it's on this song, sorry, it kind of flips. It seems like Dimebag is supporting Vinny's drums. It's
yeah,
like this one kind of takes over lead drums for
yeah.
a bit,
Vinny's playing on this song is exceptional. It's a great one to play along to.
while Dimebag's just taking a bit and just just riffing
Yeah,
along to.
yeah. So the the fucking relationship they had, musically was ridiculous. It's the brothers thing, but they like Eddie and Alex. They're completely in sync with each other,
Yeah, man, it
and
is.
it's just phenomenal. And I would go, I'm obviously not on, I don't put them on the same level, but now in Hailstorm, you got Lizzie and RJ. They obviously brother and sister, not brothers, but she plays guitar and he obviously drums and he's a demon. But they got that similar instinct with each other, and
They're locked in.
it is a siblings thing. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you either get one or the other, don't you? You either
Yeah,
yeah, they're just completely locked in, or they hate each other.
yeah.
Or
Or they go from one to the other like Lamb of God.
yeah,
Chris and Willie. Chris and Willie were fucking tight, man, for all them albums. And then it's gone. Chris Adder said I ain't even spoken to him since I fucking got kicked out.
yeah,
It's fucked.
yeah.
But,
The that's weird, that situation, because it
yeah, I
was
know.
it's like, oh no, but
Because Chris has come out
he's injured
recently.
himself, so we're just
Yeah,
carrying on, and then
yeah,
maybe he never fully recovered or something like that.
yeah,
But no, he's like, no, I was kicked out. Like,
yeah. Yeah, he's come out recently in like the last week or so. He's been talking about it because I think he's got a
yeah,
new project coming out. But that'd be interesting. But yeah, it's a fucking massive situation. I mean,
yeah.
luckily, Lamb of God fell on their feet because Art Cruz is a maniac. You didn't really get to hear it in Prong because that's not what Tommy Victor's about.
Mm.
But Art Cruz he's a fucking savage drummer.
Many a musician of springboarded off of prong.
Oh yeah,
You know, look at
yeah.
Monty.
They're the fucking Tommy Victor's the mainstay, and he's that bass line, just riffs after riff
One of
after
the
riff.
guitarists now plays for Madonna.
Fucking unreal, is
Madonna's guitar player used to be in prong. Crazy.
Crazy,
And I think
unreal.
he was in Romford. It was
I
that
was in. Oh
album that he
shit!
played on. Yeah.
What at that
And
gig
that was the only time I know of him being a four piece.
was that the gig you mean where I opened for Prong?
Yeah, that gig where you opened for prong. Yeah.
Fucking
Let's
hell.
look it up
Highlight of
quickly.
my fucking one of the highlights of my life, that is. Going up to Tommy Victor at the end because I had to go home and he recognised me and he's like, oh, come here, man. It's like fucking hugs, shook hands, that was proper.
He remembers that show as well. So I asked him about it at the Underworld. He went, "Oh man, you was a trooper going to that place." Um,
Okay, no.
Monty Pittman, yeah, I thought that was his name. For some reason, I was doubting myself again. But yeah, Monty Pittman. He played in Ministry as well.
All right, so it's been around.
Uh,
Prong
he-
Ministry and Madonna.
yeah, yeah. How did that work?
You know, that's crazy.
Yeah, like yeah. Adam Lambert and Madonna. That's who he plays for now.
Fucking hell. So you can't pigeonhole that geezer.
Right, here we go. The last two songs. One of the heaviest
Oh yeah.
monsters ever put onto tape. And that iconic vision of the band on stage. The
With the lights.
lights,
Oh,
lightning
proper, wasn't it? Yeah.
playing with it, with just the
Yep.
silhouette of Phil. You
That
know,
was awesome, wasn't it? Yeah, I know the one. That was amazing.
that would have been a good set opener. Maybe it was.
Yeah, they obviously that after this they didn't play it live anymore, did they? They took the outro and stuck it on the end of Unbroken,
Yeah,
which
same with
works,
yeah.
which
Well,
works like a motherfucker, by the way. Because that is, but that by Demons Be Driven is another underrated song in it.
yeah,
Like I say, that is such a monstrously heavy bit of music.
yeah, and again, Sabbathy in the middle. It goes all slow
Yeah.
and thing, and
Yes.
then just kicks back in again.
Yeah.
It's yeah, just that chorus, just by demons be driven, and it's the same as
On the
what
fucking
you
on the
said about the
yeah.
lyrics of Mouth of War. You know, by be anger is an energy, as
Yeah.
John Lydon says. You know, it's when channeled properly,
Oh yeah.
can be a force for good.
Of course you
You
could,
know,
yeah. And it's yeah, like you
it's
say.
always my motivator. I get shit done when I'm angry because I've had enough. Like, right, this is
Yeah.
getting sorted today. What do
Yeah.
we do? Who do I? If I can't fix it, who can? Put me in contact with them.
Yeah, yeah.
When are you available? Right, cool, done. You know that's.
Yeah.
I get to the point where I'm angry that it's not done. That's when it gets done. You know.
Yeah. See, for me, that's when metal started to go down the pan. This is completely my opinion. Don't cancel Joe for this, but back in the day, you get in the pit, you fucking beat the crap out of each other, and then the song would end, and you'd all be like, "Yeah, man, fucking," you'd be right again. But it's
Yeah.
when blokes stop getting in the pit and fucking and fighting each other. It's when they started sitting around that, oh, my girlfriend done me. Oh, it's like, yeah, you know, use it. Don't wallow in it. And when people started to wallow in it, that's when it started
Yeah. No, I've
to
just
go
got a
down
good
the pan.
story for you coming up. Another podcast was talking about Pantera, and he was saying like, what is Ian Wadley's name? He did a film with Ralph Fiennes, also mentioned earlier,
Yeah,
and he said, it's hard to explain how much of a like game changer Pantera were.
yeah,
And he said, and around this time, we went from Motley Crue and Wasp, and but we were pitting, like we went in the pit.
yeah,
And he said I was in a thing, and I think Pantera opened for someone or something like that. And this guy was like, and he was telling him what like pitting was, and he was like, no, and he was saying it didn't look. He went, no, it's fun. Get involved. Like once you're in, it's like being in, being taken in under a wave, but you'll love
yeah.
it. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh yeah, Anyway, so we're in the middle of Pantera's thing, and he's rushing around, and all of a sudden that guy's there, like. And he sort of like looks at him like, yeah, I told you, man. Like, yeah. It says, and the guy just kicked me in the dick. Like, just looked at me and just went bang. And he come up to him later on. He went, I'm really sorry. I don't know what come over me. I was just in it.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
did. I didn't even mean to do it. I didn't even know what I'd done it until it had happened.
Yeah,
He said that he went, I couldn't even get angry at the guy because it was just so
yeah,
fucking funny.
yeah. But you just like you say, you're caught up in it, ain't you? It's just fucking. It's just you know, and that's what it needs. You need those pits, man. You need those fucking crazy walls of death. You need circle pits. You need that shit. Get it out your system because it's healthy. It's in a healthy space, getting it out your system in that space there.
Mm.
Because if you get too fucking rowdy, you're going to get called on your bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and that
you can get it
happens.
out of your system. It ain't going to damage no one. And you ain't going home and fucking beating up your missus like a cunt. It's getting it out in a safe and healthy way. And that's what he needs more of.
Not only that, you're not channeling it and getting into drugs
Or
or,
gangs or fucking whatever. Yeah,
relying on
exactly.
alcohol or,
Exactly.
everyone loves a drink, but when it's all that's okay while it serves you,
Yeah,
while you're drinking the drink isn't drinking you. When
exactly. Yeah,
it becomes a thing when you serve it,
yeah,
and that's a big thing I have lately is I've worked out is serving. It's no, it serves me. When something, no, I'm serving it now. This is
yeah,
when it stops, you know,
yeah,
and you apply that to everything. Apply it to work, you know, it's balance is basically what I'm talking about.
yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
it balance. Yeah,
and negative emotions, when recognized and channeled properly, is healthy.
yeah. That's it.
Burying them or wallowing in them or, you know, capitalizing on them
Yeah,
like the culture pushes now,
yeah,
that's bullshit, you
yeah.
know? And yeah,
So what we're saying is the world would be a better place if everyone just got in a pit to Pantera.
yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
right. We're sorted it, people. Let's get in the pit. If you don't agree with us, is what it is,
yeah.
but
But don't be driven by demons
no,
because, we're not about that.
no.
You'd be angels be driven. But yeah, but like vengeful warrior angels, not like, you know. But
Oh, fucking hell, look. It's happened again.
Eddie, what is it, man? If you want it to be in the show,
There we
just
go.
say,
Yeah, we'll fucking leave it
uh,
there. I ain't putting it up again.
right, I'm going to open this track with a story. There used to be a place, and it was the mecca of metal in London. You would go there. There would be endless music stalls. There would be endless t-shirt stalls and shops. There was there's still some venues, but venues were there. You could go to Tower Records, walk downstairs, and just buy tickets to gigs. There was no booking fee. You could just two tickets to whatever, please. When you went to a gig in London, that gig was available on CD. It was a dirty secret, but it was there. You could
Yeah.
get it. That place, my friends, was called Camden. Amy Winehouse and Pete Doherty took it over, and now it's hipster haven. But my friends, there was a time.
Metal as
If you
fuck.
went, if you went into the right pub, on the right day, you could have had a pint with Joe Strummer. You could have had a pint with Danny Filth. You would bump into people, um, and you would have the best day out, and you would come back with the maddest stories. In fact, I know someone that went to Camden and got a promo copy of the Chemical Wedding before it even came out. Who was that?
That
Um,
was fucking crazy. Just looking through the CDs. Got. Oh no, ain't that what? What's that one? I don't. What? Fuck. Fucking Chemical Wedding. It it was weren't due out for another month, and it
yeah,
was a fucking advanced promo copy. Obviously, some journalist had just gone. I
yeah.
took that shit home. That was the best day.
And do you remember the shop that had photos on the back wall of all the people that had been there? Um, you know,
I
you had
don't
like
know.
Metallica was there, like Slipknot, Machine Head. They would go there, and yeah, the guy that ran the shop just had photos like taken with him, and it was just like a collage on the back wall.
Fucking hell,
And
no. It's been a while.
anyway, so I was in this shop. I was flicking through the t-shirts. So you had t-shirts on either side, but you had CDs in the middle. And I remember this day actually. I bought AFI Dark Sails in the Sunset or something like that. Black Sails in the Sunset. Great album. And Stamping Grounds, An Expression of Repressed Violence. An Expression of Repressed Violence. What was we just talking about?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah.
and yeah, I bought both those albums. I think I bought a pair of Criminal Damage jeans. And anyway, yeah. So I'm now. I'm flicking through the CDs. I'm flicking thing, and this song. Well, when I got there, By Demons Be Driven was playing. I think it might be even be Regular People, and then By Demons Be Driven. So it's like, oh, they're playing Vulgar Display. You know, cool. So I'm nodding along like, and then Hollow comes on. Yep, Hollow. Yep. And then and it rings out, and it just so happened there was a couple next to me, and she went, "Right, come on then." And the boyfriend went, "We're not going now." And she went, "What? Why?" And he went, "We're not going while Hollow's playing." And then, dun, 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 he goes, and he's just
Yeah.
like, dun, 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 and he's like, and she's just standing because you walk downstairs into this shop, you know. And he's like, "I'm not going."
Proper.
And
Fucking
to
hell.
this day, even just in the car today, listening to Hollow, I've
You
just
remember that
I
story?
can remember what I bought that day.
Yeah.
That's how much I remember it. But yeah, I always think of that guy. So just sending it out there, mate. If there is any chance you are watching this, I'll remember you and you're a legend.
Yeah,
Um,
that's proper.
and I hope you're still with that girl. And if you know, and if you're not, well, shame on her for letting go of a fucking decent bloke because you had good taste. Yeah, he's like, I'm not leaving now. Hollow's playing, and he was
Yeah.
just like, I'm not going. I'm staying to the end.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Right,
Like a
now we
kid.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking
So
amazing.
Hollow. I remember as well when the very first time I heard this, it was I bought the CD. I was listening to it for the first time and just again reading the lyrics along, and this was such an odd. It was
Yeah.
like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
Like
It's
this
got a
is
weird, it's got weird structure. It's got weird playing.
weird singing. Like
Yeah.
Phil's not singing like this. He's never sung like this before.
Nah.
Never sung like it
Even
again.
back on Cowboys, he wasn't singing like this.
Hmm.
It was, yeah. I mean, because this is a proper heartfelt tune for him, isn't it? Even more so than Cemetery Gates.
Yeah, but it's awesome. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's like a song about just a dead friendship. Basically, it's like it's not even sure how it ended, but yeah, beautifully melodic, and then just that, and it's just heavy at the end. Just,
Oh yeah. When it kicks in, Jesus Christ. It's
I mean,
just
if 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 Pantera was looking to take the crown, I mean, look in metal, it's not like much like boxing. When you're the top, you're the champion. Everyone's going to talk shit and challenge you. Becoming champions the easy bit. Now it's staying champions the hard bit, and everyone's looking for that title, wants that crown. So yeah, if Pantera are challenging Metallica, it's as if they've gone, oh, one, yeah, well done. This, not saying it's better than one, but it's certainly
yeah,
them. I think attempting
yeah,
one in terms of beautiful melodic, you know, epic song. But then, bang, we're still heavy bitches at the end in the second half. It's the same. It's the same structure. It's the same.
yeah. But it's and it never. Oh, apparently I've just. It's apparently the song was written about Mike Hatch, who is friends with Kirk Weinstein.
Right.
So
Kurt Weinstein's in the background.
well, obviously they're all friends, weren't they? But it's so look into that what you will. But it is just a like I say, it's again, it's another ballad, but it's completely different to the two that have come before it, isn't it?
Mm.
You know, Cemetery Gates was a beautiful song. Sort of, This Love was just fucking dirty and fucking dark and fucking just fucked up. And this is angry
Yeah,
again, channeling the anger.
it's
And then
sad.
yeah,
It
yeah, it's
channels
it's a sad anger
sadness.
because you're help. It's a helpless anger, isn't it? You're
Mm.
saying you can't do anything about it. But the fucking thing at the end. I mean, and obviously they've co-opted it live, haven't they? Because they split the back half with Domination.
Yeah,
Which the way it
and it
works is pretty
and
fucking cool.
it does work as well,
Yeah,
especially on the live album. It's just,
yeah, yeah. I mean, they did it. They did it on. They're doing it now,
yeah,
and it's fucking savage because obviously Rex does the bass, and then everyone's like, "Here we go. It's going to get violent."
yeah.
And it does. It does get violent, but it's a great way to end an album.
Yeah, because it just leaves you with something. Just here you go. Here's something
Yeah,
different. Here's something to ponder.
and
It's
obviously it fades out as well. So it's which I think fading out at the end of an album is is a good thing to do. Sometimes it works really well. I mean, Maiden did it most recently on Senjutsu. They fucking faded out Hell on Earth, and it's like it's still going. It's never it's never really over. It's just sort of still going somewhere, you know. And it's a good technique. Fuck yeah, I'm still listening. You like listening to it. To when's it going to stop? When
it's like you're holding on.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good way of keeping the attention. Right, we'll be back in a couple of years, and boy would they be. Fucking hell.
Oh, Pantera. I thought you meant
Yeah.
Maiden. I was like,
Oh
hold
no,
on,
no,
hold
no.
on. They've
Pantera. Sorry, no.
done another album I didn't hear
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like we'll be back in a couple of years, and yeah, fucking wouldn't they be? Jesus.
Right then, we've done it.
Yeah.
Vulgar Display. What do we think summed up? I mean, I think it is Pantera's best album. I think it's there's I think some of my favourite songs come on albums later, but overall, uh,
As
as a
statements go,
statement, yeah,
it's like this
I
is.
mean, this might not be your favourite Pantera album, but I'm damned if your favourite Pantera album, or whichever it is, you watching this at home, this is the album you're going to get to give to a newcomer.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you're going to go,
yeah.
this is my
I've heard about a
favourite,
band.
but
I've heard
check
about a
this
band
out
called.
first.
Yeah, I've heard about a band called Pantera. Where should I start?
The Great Southern Trendkill. No, no, you're not going to give them that.
No,
You're going to give them,
no, you're giving Vulgar Display because it's the first fully formed Pantera album.
yeah,
It's not where they're trying to still keep in the past or moving forward or trying to build something new. This is like right. Cowboys from Hills, the foundations laid, done, finished. Now we go. And fucking hell, didn't they? It went for an hour. And like I say, I'm only skipping one track, and that's just because the quality's so high that I've got to take a breather somewhere. And
we missed a song.
oh yes, well, we
Right,
haven't done
we'll
the
do no,
album.
we'll do that. That'll be the epilogue. Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Sorry, I'll
we've
finish.
done the
Let you
album.
finish your
And like I say,
summary.
I'm only dipping out
Yeah,
because it's such a high bar. No, this is not my favourite Pantera album. I said my favourite was Cowboys because it come at a special time for me. But this album is when you're talking about the best fucking metal albums of all time, the most pivotal metal albums of all time. This is in the conversation.
yeah,
If it ain't, you're fucking lying. You're a poser. You're lying. You know, Vulgar
yeah,
Display of Power is fucking. It's there, and it always will be, as a statement of this is heavy metal. But it
yeah,
took that, like you say, mixed in hardcore, it mixed in soft melodic bits, it mixed in everything. Perfect melting pot of a fucking album for the early 90s.
yeah, and a perfect modern album to push metal forward with
Yeah,
all of what came before it perfectly melded in. It was like it had all the ingredients of what came before it.
yeah,
You know, they've taken everything that's come before, mixed it all together, and created something new.
yep. No, they did. And then
Right.
they did a 20th anniversary special like they did with Cowboys from Hell,
Yeah.
and they gave
And there
us a
was a
track
song.
12. What the fuck? And it was mad, wasn't it? Because it was like fucking hell, a new Pantera song.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a B-side or a thing. And Vinnie Paul, interviewed at the time, says he can't remember why it wasn't on the album. And and they said, that there aren't any other songs either. That and this is a,
Yeah,
this is,
this is
oh,
the only fully formed unreleased Pantera song. There are no more.
yeah. And they said, no, we went in with 10 tracks, 10 perfect track. We never had like a, we just grinded it down and grinded it down and, you know, works it out and, just refined it and refined it and refined it till it was a samurai sword. Just all the
Yeah,
impurities were burnt out. So we never had any spare material, which I think is the way to do it. Um, but yes, what do you think of Piss though?
I actually
Now,
quite like it. I mean, you can tell it suits the tone of the album. It's got a great lyric. A punk like that is pissing in the wind.
mm,
My fist will be the decider. I wasn't raised to fall. It's typical Phil lyrics where he's fucking someone's pissed him off and he's just giving it. I mean, is it the best song they ever wrote? No.
no,
And obviously they stripped it down and put the main verse riff into was it Hard Lines Sunken Cheeks, wasn't it? On Far Beyond Driven.
yeah. So it was reused, but
Yeah,
um, I can see why it wasn't on the album. Um, I would have used it as a B-side though. Um, yeah, I don't know why it didn't get used at all until the reissue. But yeah, it was nice to have
sorry,
at the
Use My
time.
Third Arm was the
Yeah,
song.
I'll have to apply it when I listen to it and listen out for the thing. But yeah, now, well, when was it reissued? 10 years ago? How old's the album now? I
Well,
think.
it was 20th anniversary, so
Right,
2012.
right, all right. So,
Fuck me.
oh fucking hell,
Yeah,
yeah. Now, yeah, look, it's nice to have if you bought that special edition and you've got that song now,
yeah.
good,
You don't know any
great.
different. It's there. Yeah,
But I'm not buying it again just for that song. Put it that way. I'm not. It's cool, but it's not. Like I say, I can see why it didn't make the album.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, it wasn't up to
The,
the
the
quality
album
of the
didn't
best,
need
but
to be an hour long. 52
yeah,
minutes is, yeah,
yeah. I mean, like I say, I like it, but I like I like those sort of lyrics, the sort of things I can scream out in the car when some cunt cuts me up or whatever. You can really channel some inner feel. But but no, like you say, it's clear why they kept it back and then reused, like I say, reused the riff on it.
yeah. Right.
But it's a nice little bonus to have.
Yeah, it's nice, especially now they're no longer with us.
Yeah,
But
it's like no, you take any new music you can get from the boys, and rest in peace, both of them.
yeah. Right then, folks, that's it. We've reached the end of another episode. Next up, we've got Far Beyond Driven with the antes upped even more in terms of extremity. Um, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. What about you, though? This is your show. What's
Yeah,
your
let us
favourite
know.
song? What's the most underrated song on
Yep.
this? I want to know. Did you see Pantera live on this tour? If so, where did you see them? And yeah, in fact, let us know. What's your favourite Pantera album? And yeah, join in the conversation.
Yep.
So, see you next week. We'll be back, and we'll be back on the other show before
Yeah.
Pantera. But
Yeah. I'm in the middle of a Maiden tour at the minute.
yeah,
I'm having a break. So I'm two in, two to
he's
go.
laying bear traps everywhere around Simon Dawson's trailer. So he's going to every gig with a pair of sticks, just
Yeah,
like
just in
just
case.
just just waiting.
I'm ready to
Uh,
go, Steve. I'm ready to go, mate.
right, folks. I'll catch you later. Take care.